Right.
So I like the grappling.
Right.
And to my mind, it's actually safer.
Right.
Because when you get the gloves, it really protects your knuckles. So that means
Right.
you can punch them in the head longer and harder.
Well, I know that.
Whereas
just
TKA,
from, yeah.
mixed martial arts, you hit them one time, usually you stun them enough that they stop.
Right.
You don't have to hit them. You don't see guys getting hit in the head, standing up, round after round after round.
Right.
Those guys are too small. You need big padding and stuff.
Right.
You'd be cut too much.
Right.
So in a way, it's kind of safer than kickboxing, and the most dangerous is boxing. Because
Right.
all I can do is punch you in the brain or your body.
Right.
And at least in kickboxing, we kick the legs and we could tie up. There's other things than just punching your brain.
Right.
And so I think the long-term most dangerous sport is boxing, then it's kickboxing, and then MMA. MMA is actually the safer.
Right.
Yeah, because you can do this. You get a guy on the ground, grab his wrist, and he'll go, and you both stand up and go home.
Right.
Nobody gets a headshot.
No damage.
Nobody gets an elbow. No. Yes, you're allowed to quit.
Right.
What boxer do you see? He takes a headshot, he rolls over and he says, wait a minute. I quit. I'll come back next month. Right. No, there's no quitting in boxing. Or kickboxing. We're expected to fight until we're unconscious.
Right.
And if we quit, they boo us.
Right.
Now in the MMA, if you're not winning, the guy gets you in an armbar, just causing pain, you go like this, they all clap, and this is an honorable way to end the fight.
Right.
It's honorable on you, it's honorable for your opponent. He really accepts, I feel like I'm the winner, I made you quit. We don't have that in kickboxing or boxing. Yeah, you can't quit. You're expected to fight until unconscious.
Jeez.
Right, heard you MMA? No.
Right.
You fight until you know you're not going to win.
Right,
you
right.
just quit. Yeah, because you can't get away. When you guy gets you in certain grips, like he gets you under your chin, he's got your chokehold.
Right.
You're not going to get away. If you struggle, you just force him to put you to
Right.
sleep.
You tap.
Right. You tap. The good fighters tap sooner.
Right.
Because they know, once it's sunk in, it's over and and the fight's over.
Right.
It's the inexperienced guy who starts pulling him, and they force him to make you go unconscious. Now that's dangerous brain damage you can get.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize it, but it's actually they cut off the blood to the head. It's not, you can't hold your breath. And they're not cutting your breath, they're cutting your blood to the brain.
Right.
And the brain needs blood continually.
Yes.
Yes. You're out. It's not 1001. It's like I go 1 and you're already out.
Right.
I don't get to the 1. I just go, did you just get it? And you're asleep. I didn't understand that until I started training with jiu-jitsu guys, and then I realized it's not what I thought it was.
Yeah, everybody thinks it's oxygen.
As soon as, you can't hold your breath.
Right.
Because they're not cutting off your breath. They're cutting off your blood.
Yes, circulation.
Yes.
And you're out.
And the referee's his job to keep you from being permanently injured by knowing when you're in the position you could be out at any moment.
Right.
And then when you go a little bit limp, it's over. As long as you're struggling,
Right.
they let it go probably. But as soon as, if you're fighting a guy and your arms do this, it's over.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
Why would you fight it? And I go,
Right.
You don't let him.
No
go.
comebacks.
They got to do it fast, though.
Right. No Rocky comebacks.
And you know what? MMA's turned out to be pretty safe.
Right.
They do. The referees are all good, qualified referees, and it's kept the sport alive because they do not allow the major brain damage or life loss due to slow stoppage.
Right.
Wow.
Because boxing's at 75 deaths in the ring, I think, or something.
Well, a lot,
crazy
because punching the head is not a safe thing.
Right. Well,
I was at a fight where a woman died.
Ugh.
Amateur fight. And it turned out she had been knocked out in training the week before, and her trainer let her compete anyway. Now, she already had hemorrhaging in her head a week before, got in, got hit hard, went out, and they literally put her on a helicopter and tried to get her to the hospital faster, and that didn't save her.
Yeah. Because when I was a kid, the Ray Mancini fight.
Yeah, with the Korean guy or whatever.
Wow.
He punched that guy's head 10,000 times.
Yeah.
Because of the fact the guy had a good chin, it was a negative thing.
Right.
Because his head's getting hit and he's not going out. So Boom Boom had no choice. The sport is you hit them until they're out.
Right.
But, I'm sure Boom Boom feels guilty about it. I would.
Yeah. He was my favorite boxer, and then that happened. It was just
He kept fighting up.
Yeah, he did.
But it is a dangerous sport. I knocked 48 guys out. They all opened their eyes up, and they're all, as far as I know, they're all okay.
Right.
But that's the sport, though, And it could have been me on
Right.
the floor. we're both trying to elbow each other, knees, kicking the head. There's nothing safe about the fight game. It is a dangerous game.
Right.
Only crazy, stupid people like me should do it.
Right.
But if a guy ever decides to do it, I'm the first one to help him. You know, I tell children, keep your hands up, your chin down. This is the best thing. I said, keep your hands up, chin down, your ass off the floor.
Right.
That's the best thing.
Right.
But I now realize why my father never came to my fights. I wouldn't want my son to be a fighter.
Right.
It's too dangerous. It is a dangerous sport. Better to do this. I fought for 28 years. I learned things, and I took a lot of shots to learn it. Endangered myself. I teach that at my seminars, so you don't have to do it. If you take the seminar, Dragon Seminar, I will teach you how to defend yourself and what to do, what not to do. You don't have to do it for 28 years like I did it. Because I did it. I sacrificed my...
You learned the hard way.
Right. Now I can teach it. But that's one of the things Bruce Lee said. He said, it's not enough for a person to perfect his own fighting style. You have to teach others.
Right.
Make use of it. There's no use of it. When I die, then everything I learned, somebody else has to relearn.
Right.
But I tell people, that's why when you take my seminar, I don't expect anybody to sweat. I say, if you're sweating, you're doing something wrong.
Right.
Because I'm going to teach you technique. I'm not. If you want to sweat, just go to the jump rope. Go outside, sun's shining, start jumping. In 25 minutes, you got to be a puddle of water.
Right.
I said, this is for information, and this is information, not theory.
Right.
Most Bruce Lee used to say this. He said, karate instructors or martial arts instructors are like a swimming coach on the dry land, walking around. You're in the water, and he's telling you how to swim. Yet he himself has never been in the water.
Right.
He's telling you where to hold your breath and how to do the strokes and all. I've been in the water. The water is punching and kicking, coming at me. Real guys trying to hurt me, and I really knocked them out.
You've been in the Great Lakes, basically.
Yeah.
Yes, for 28 years I did it, so I learned a lot of stuff. Now, I risked a lot. I suffered a lot of pain. I got a lot of injuries. No one who takes my seminar needs to do that. They won't get the injuries.
Right.
They're going to just get the information that I learned. And people ask me, they said, what do you teach at your seminars? I said, I teach everything I wish somebody would have taught me.
Right.
Because I learned it the hard way, like you said. I learned to block right hands by getting hit in the face with them. And then I finally learned, you just do this. It's called tipping your hat. It's like if you had a hat on, you go like this. And that stops the right hand, and then I'm back. The hook is like this. So I learned to fight by doing the things wrong and then correcting the mistakes. Doing the things wrong and correcting the mistakes. That's what they call the school of hard knocks.
Right. Right.
Literally. It's a school of getting hard knocks to learn the lesson. Well, nobody takes a seminar needs to get that.
Right.
They don't have to get broken jaws, knocked out teeth, cuts on their foreheads, broken hands. I'm going to teach them, and then they have to trust me. They have to say, hey, this is not fake. This is not make believe. You didn't invent this. No, this is every technique I either use myself successfully, somebody used it against me successfully, or I was at a martial art fight, kickboxing match, I watched it used successfully. So I'm only going to teach practical techniques when I teach a seminar.
Right.
Nothing's going to be theory, but there are many people who teach, this is a theory, this is how you take a knife away from a guy. And then if you ask them, say, well, how many knives have you taken away from me? And they go, well, none. Nobody's pulled a knife on me, and I've never used this in a real life situation. Because what if the guy fakes this thing and goes to your face?
Right.
In other words, in reality, things don't go boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Boom. It's not, and you can teach people and you do it over and over and over. But then if you say, how many people have you disarmed this way?
Right.
In a life and death situation? If the answer is none, it's not the preferable way I want to be taught.
Right.
I'd rather be taught by a guy who's an Olympic gold medalist swimmer how to swim.
Right.
Yeah.
Than a guy who's actually never been in the water. But he says, well, you do the paddle, I was taught by my grandmaster swimmer.
Right.
My grandmaster swimmer told me this. Well, where did he swim? Oh, he's never been in the water. But his instructor taught him.
Right.
Yeah. And and that's not come from me. It comes from Bruce Lee's, probably his theory of teaching is you want people who have done it successfully to teach you.
It's called trial and error.
I'm going to answer this for a
Okay,
second,
I'm
guys.
going to answer this off. Okay.